just not power for you. Okay. So when you show up and you vote, um, I would hope that you can vote for politicians that are going to improve your life. I don't think there's anything crazy about that. I don't think there's anything controversial about what I said. There's nothing sinister or wild or ridiculous or outlandish about a black man saying, when you vote, do what's best for you and your family. And anybody who has an issue with that, I would like to just hear them. I'd like to say, well, what is your issue? Now, if your response is, "Oh, you old raggedy Uncle Tom, no, you ain't got no hair on your head, and you're short anyway," like that tells me that you're deflecting from the issue. Right? That tells me that you don't have a point. That tells me you have no facts. That tells me you're not here to make a debate. You're here to play the dozens. Maybe you want to be a comedian. Maybe you just want to entertain. Maybe we could do some buck dancing and cabbage patching while you at it. But all that buck dancing, cabbage patching, and political twerking, that's what we should call it, political twerking, yelling, screaming, "That raggedy nigga, he ain't nothing." And let me tell y'all that all that political twerking ain't the same as political working. Twerking ain't the same as working. And you got a whole lot of people out here that know this. You got a whole lot of political figures that will spend more time engaging in political twerking so that they can avoid actually working. So after the politician finishes yelling, screaming, and cussing and telling you, calling Trump the orange man and whatever the hell they like to do, I get it. He's a funny looking man. I would dare anybody who cares to stop him and say, okay, well, in my neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, there was two children that were shot last week. What are you doing to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore? Right? Or you say, we really want reparations because white folks, y'all been stealing our money for 400 years, and I could use some of that money to build my business. How do you feel on reparations? What are you going to do? What are you doing specifically to make sure that happens? I don't know. Our kids aren't reading at grade level, and that's been going on for the last 20 years in this district. And we'd really like to get some resources so that we can make sure our kids get a good education, that our kids are more important than the teachers' unions, who you always take care of. And we kind of need some resources to help make that happen. What are you doing to make that occur? And 9 times out of 10, they can't really give you an answer. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. American politics is very confusing to me. It's confusing, but it makes sense. It makes sense because it explains why black people haven't gotten anywhere. It makes sense why you're getting no progress. It makes sense why you're doing a whole lot of putting out a whole lot of energy and getting a whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of political twerking, and just like a stripper twerking in the club, that twerking ain't really doing nothing unless somebody's putting money in your thong. Then if that's the case, then that's cool because a lot of these politicians, they're twerking for the same reason strippers are twerking. When the more they twerk, the more money somebody puts in their thong, but they're not putting food in your stomach. They're not putting education in the minds of your children. They're not putting safety in your community. They're not helping to build the community that you care about. So if you love black people, you'll think about what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm not picking a side with Stephen A. or Jasmine Crockett. I know that this is complex. I tell you what, it's really what's I'm still trying to process why black people are so emotional about Democrat Republican stuff. Like where did we get this from? And I can't help but see that there is a connection between the church and the Democratic Party, and there's something about us worshiping that white man. There's something about that.